The place to be on Sundays is right here on the Signal 284 from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with your Lovelink crew, Lola, Hennessy, and your boy T to the E to the J. Juicy topics on all things love and relationships. Listeners' discretion is advised. The views and opinions of the Lovelink Show does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Signal 284 staff or team. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Listeners' discretion is advised. We are not experts, however, we are just a set of opinionated people having conversations that we would usually have off air amongst each other on air, along with the help of the internet. Please, we ask that you censor your words once you're calling in, as we know one can become very passionate. So try your best to be as creative as you can. Here, we use love muscle and love muffin when necessary. When texting, please make a reference to your message, as sometimes we have already moved on and are not exactly sure what you're responding to. So, in order to avoid confusion, help us to help you. Please remember that this show is completely listener-based for now. So we want to hear from you, our listening audience. You can hit us up at 284-544-6677, whether it be on WhatsApp, call, or text, or straight text. Or if you're on the website, you can just message us. It's anonymous any which way. To keep up with us, you can check in with us on our socials at The Signal 284 for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
All right. Hello, good night, everyone. Good night, good night.
Good night, good night.
This is a special night for us here on the Lovelink Show. But before we get into that, this is your girl Lola alongside
Your girl Hennessy alongside
Dr. T.
Dr. T.
All right, he's filling in for TJ tonight. TJ is actually
Away and having fun
having
with
fun.
his wife.
Awesome.
So we don't get to talk marriage with
We
him
can't,
tonight.
Yes, we don't.
Even though this is definitely a topic he would like to partake in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So this is our anniversary. We are officially 6 years old.
Yeah.
Not a
Awesome,
baby
awesome.
anymore.
Yeah, we're not a baby anymore. And we also would like to shout out to Tamisha Jones. It's her birthday as well. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, she's definitely one of our avid listeners, and she's normally here, but we understand why she's not here today. So, Tam, happy birthday. All right, so we do have a call-in feature, which is different. It's our first time having a call-in feature here on our live studio audience show. So if you do have anything that you want to say, whether you agree, disagree, you can definitely call us. That number is
284-544-6677. That's 284-544-6677.
all right. And our topic for tonight is,
Wait, that is me. Oh,
it's usually TJ, but he's not here tonight, so it's you. Let's talk.
wait.
Yes.
Okay, all right, I got it. Let's talk marriage, love, rings, and reality. Did I do justice?
Yes, you did.
Eventually,
She
I did.
All right. So normally, and I want y'all, we were having a conversation. So it's not just us up here. We're having a conversation. You just happen to be with us. So they have mics and they're going to converse with us as well, right? Beautiful. So let's actually feel out the room. How many married couples, how many married people do we have in the room? Can we get a show of hands? All right, we have quite a bit.
You go up your hand.
How do we have anyone who's engaged in the room? It's okay that you're not engaged.
Hold on, your time coming.
All right, do
yours
we
not
have
coming.
any single persons in the house?
Woo!
What's happening? So that's something to celebrate.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
So wait, hold on. So
It's a choice. Yeah.
So because we're talking about marriage, United Singles, we can't say. Yeah.
Well, so.
I promised the gentleman that I wouldn't call his name on live. All right.
All right. So basically, now we know that most times we date with intentions to eventually get married. Yes?
That's how it should be.
I'm asking.
No,
Is it? I
No.
don't know about that.
no,
No.
I don't think
So
so.
why are we dating?
Good
No.
question.
huh?
It depends.
Mike,
depends on who you're
Mike.
asking.
Fun and help and something
That's the men.
serious.
That's the men. What's the women say?
Why are we dating? To get married.
Yeah, to get
That's the two.
married.
Yeah.
So we are dating to get married. So whether we want to know about marriage tonight or we're still learning, those of us who are married, because I am married, those of us who are married, if we're still learning, tonight is definitely the place for you. So I have a question for the single people. Does anybody want to share what they think about marriage before we get started? Anyone wants to share? What is your view? You know, from when you were growing up, how you saw marriage. You know, what are your views?
Single people. Anybody?
Well, I'll say I'm not single, but you know,
Wait. What's single?
You're dating? You're dating.
No, I'm not married.
But you're
yet.
dating.
You're dating.
You're dating.
In a relationship.
Okay.
But I guess
When you're
you'll call that
single, you're in a relationship.
It, yeah. But okay, we'll
Can be married.
cut that. But
In a relationship.
what I think marriage is a committed partnership, building a life together.
Anyone else?
That stays. Okay, let me go. Me, again, good night for the live. You single? No? You single? No, I'm in a committed relationship as a young. I'm not single. Good.
Correct.
Let me just put that out there.
Wonderful.
Thank you. What marriage is to me
Mm-hmm.
is two persons becoming one with each other. You know, not individual thinking or individual goals. Yet you can be goal oriented individually. But I could also support what you have going on. You support mine's going on. It's about vows, loyalty, and helping us to build a family together.
Okay. All right. So I'll take that for right now, but I'm definitely coming back to these definitions.
Okay.
So my question now would be, because I know a lot of persons argue, and I have certain girlfriends who feel that marriage is not for everyone. So
I agree.
I
Go ahead.
disagree.
I agree. That's true. I agree.
I'll keep my opinions to myself.
glad in Hennessy she have to come for. Because I would have said,
I will keep my opinions to myself
Okay.
because I'm still pretty much old school. I feel that there's somebody out there for everybody.
soulmate.
I personally feel that. Are we having side messages and we're not having the mic? Okay. So I feel that there's somebody out there for everybody. So Henny, there is somebody out there for everybody.
No. The Bible say it already. No.
That's true. That's facts. That's facts.
Go ahead, go
Facts.
ahead.
But
Yeah, go
any
ahead.
which way. Coming from a married person. So my question is, would you get married tomorrow if the right person asked you? Those of you who are single.
Can I?
Yes.
How would you know it's the right person?
You have to know that your definition of right.
Correct.
Okay, my
Your definition that this is the right
And the
person.
question is, to
Would you
single
get
women.
married?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Yes.
But wait.
If the right person asks you,
Even if you, even
would
if
you
you're
get
broke-
married?
That's a trick question.
Yeah, that trick question.
You have to know
You
for
have
you.
to know.
Oh, yo, yo. Come, let's
good
focus.
question.
But if the right person asks you to marry them, you marry tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Anybody else?
Yes, I would say yes.
Okay, great. So, my married people in the house, finish this sentence for me. Marriage is blank.
Mike.
Hard.
Hard. I'll take that. Anyone else?
Wow.
Work.
Good answer. Family Feud, good answer.
You looking for a definition or just a?
No,
Oh, okay.
you're just finishing. There's no right or wrong answer. This is what you think marriage is. Marriage is a sacrifice, I'm hearing.
Correct.
Compromise.
Compromise. Mhm.
Wonderful.
Challenging.
I was like, okay, I'm just hearing a lot of bad, like nothing good.
Wonderful.
I'm beginning to wonder. I'm getting a little concerned. Maybe that's why we have so much single people. I ain't hearing a good thing on marriage yet.
It's an adventure. Adventure.
Anything good?
Advantageous.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
So
night.
I was married.
You were married. Talk to us.
Marriage is honorable,
Okay.
and the Bible said that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Excellent answer.
So now I'm gonna make a statement and I want to hear your feedback before we actually begin the show. This is something I want to clear the air about. When I was researching for this show, right? And Henny knows, when I was researching for this show, a lot of content keeps coming back telling me that research has shown that men benefit more from marriage than women.
Can I ask a pre-question to that? What are the benefits? Because there's an assumption we all know the benefits. I don't think we all know the benefits. What are the benefits, first of all?
But I'm gonna put the cat before the horse. I want to know, do you all support that statement first, and before we talk about the benefits?
No.
Do you all think that men benefit more from marriage than women do?
No.
But you notice the men are saying no, eh?
This seems that's exactly where I'm coming. This seems like it's coming from a woman's opinion. Correct.
But research has shown.
Well,
Research.
Can I clarify that? Can I clarify that?
Research has shown this.
Can I
It is
clarify that?
proven. It is proven.
Can I clarify that? Actually, so hold on. This is what it says. The research says it depends on the quality of the marriage. Who benefits more? That's all depends. If the quality of marriage is great, actually the woman benefits more than the man. So it depends on the quality of the marriage. Right. But it's the quality of the marriage that determines who benefits more. So it's not just blanket. If the relationship is good, women benefit more than men. But if it's not, then it's actually worse for women.
I feel like I need to
I have a
ask you
That's what
how.
research says.
I have a question for you,
We
Dr.
have
Thompson.
Yes, ma'am.
How do women benefit more if the relationship is good?
Thank
If
you.
it's good. So one, they have emotional stability. There's actually a factor that says that the mental health of women actually decreases. The mental health of women actually is actually much better when they're married and it's a good relationship. They have less anxiety, less depression. They have, when the marriage is good. That's what the research says. When the marriage is good, look at Gottman marriage, look it up. They'll say that if the marriage is good, their mental health is actually much better. There's a decrease in anxiety. There's a decrease in depression. They have actually good financial stability. They actually have longevity, better health benefits when the marriage is good.
Okay, I agree with you when the marriage is good, that they may have those things.
Yes.
But research also shows that women who are married die earlier than women who are single. And married men live longer than men
Yes.
who are single.
Research
That's a fact.
Correct.
So-
That's a
Research
fact.
says that.
Okay.
But those women who die, what'd you say earlier?
I said
Yeah, most times the relationships that they have with their husbands are not that great. Because know why? Especially in our communities, we haven't learned how to be a good husband.
I agree.
That's all facts.
Oh my God.
And so you can't take us out of the context of who we
Did
are.
he
But that's a
just
whole other
where
deep
I wanted
section.
him to go.
Good. Let's go.
Miss Lola.
It's deep.
I think one of the main reasons people shy away from marriage is because of that. They've watched their cousins, their parents, they've watched, and it's like not really good. You know, you see the fighting, you see the chaos, you see the toxicity, and you don't want to be up. You don't want to be a part of that, and it's so unfair because it's like I tell persons because you were in a car accident, what happens? You're not gonna get in a car ever again in life. So it's like you should not treat everything the same. So at the end of the day, I think the conversation tonight, I want us to be really, really open and honest because I might have my opinion, Doc might have his opinion, Henny might have her opinion, but at the end of the day, I need to know where we are going with this because we are forming the future. So I just need to know what is what. All right. So I have here that actually no, I'm going to change it. I have married men and I have married women in this room. I'm going to ask the men first. Gentlemen, if your wife disappeared tomorrow, what parts of your life would be harder?
Everything. Everything.
Doctor? We have Pickering in the house. And we also have
I won't say everything. But most things, especially where kids are involved. The emotional distress kids would have to go through, and you're gonna stress them out because there's certain things mommy will be customary of doing for them. You won't be able to fill that void. There's the stress of especially having girl kids, and you have to comb hair and you got to prep meals. I give my wife all the credit with that. She's a boss with that. I'm the best cook in the house, yes, but I won't say all things though. I won't say all things. There's a lot of things that will be hard, but I think it goes based on the individual. You know, I tend to adapt very quickly.
all right. Can we switch it? Ladies, I think it's only fair. If your husband disappeared tomorrow, what parts of your life would become harder? I'm not hearing myself. So I'm just wondering what parts of your life would become harder, my married women. I can identify you very easily from up here because you're branded. So tell me, my married ladies, talk to me. So you would miss the food. Definitely.
Mike, please. Mike, please. Yeah, this for married ladies first.
Married ladies.
I guess if my husband died tomorrow or left tomorrow,
God forbid.
what would be harder? I am not a morning person, so he's the one that gets up and does anything that has to be done in the mornings. Literally on weekends, I like to sleep until 9, 10 o'clock if I can. Okay, even on weekdays. So anything that has to be done early, he's gonna do it, and I think that would be a very difficult part for me, having to get up when I don't want to.
All right, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Sorry? Listen.
Thank you very much, because she tends to deflect the questions that she's asking and never tend to answer her questions. So at least it's not Hennessy saying it.
Uh-huh.
So hopefully it
I'm
comes
a
across
teacher,
better.
so by nature I ask the question.
Yeah, no, yeah. You're
So-
married, so
But that one is rough. I everything. He does everything. He does everything, literally, because I'm such a busybody, and he just fills in. Like he just slides right in and does the things that needs to be done in the house. So if he's not there, it would be chaotic pretty much. So yes, marriage is definitely a blessing. So those are the things that I wanted to hear from you guys, because everything that's coming out so far just seemed a little negative. So I wanted to pull it so that you can see that this truly is a partnership, and you need this individual at the end of the day. You kind of need the individual. But my thing about it is another thing, because we have these conversations off air. Oh, beautiful.
Somebody said that beautiful, and I guess that's in reference to your question, what's marriage? And another person responded, if the right person asked, they'd get married right away. And the last comment said, man, I'll miss the protection, the motivator, the time, the best father ever.
Correct. So marriage is not all bad, right? If you find the right person, right? But I'm asking now the single people, do you fare? Is one of the fares, because as I say, we have these conversations off air. I have girlfriends, we have 3 great conversations all the time. And when we speak, some of the things that you keep hearing them say is, oh, I don't want to get married because it looks like the wedding cake changes people. You ever heard that? Oh, with the ring. Fine. The ring or the wedding cake, whatever they ate, changes people. So persons are a little fearful to get into marriage. You think that's a fair statement? You think that people are afraid to get to marry because they say if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're doing good now, but then when we get married, things change.
Well, things change because I would say you are now in a different place in your life, especially for women. It's not perfection, it's progress. And some men, sometimes they're not progressing. And the things that you accepted when you were single or just dating or whatever the case is, especially if you have a biblical sense of what marriage is, there are just some things that you are no longer going to accept. And that's why some women fall in that category where sometimes love is not the only factor that keeps a relationship going.
I could ask a question to the young lady before I make a statement. Can she elaborate on the as she said, the progressing of when you no longer, especially if we have a biblical aspect to it, when you progress, like say she married into a guy, he's a fireman. You met the guy as a fireman. So if he's just a fireman, no, he's not doing an entrepreneur.
I think she was thinking professionally.
We are being kind of
really
just
don't think she meant
asking a
professionally.
question. So if she could elaborate on stuff that she's talking with, it progressing.
Okay, my question is, you made a comment that certain things you wouldn't accept when you're single. Certain things you would accept when you're single, you're not going to accept once you're married. But why wait until you're married to not accept those things?
I was going to ask that too.
I think for me, on the outside looking in, sometimes people get married, you're dating, you're happy, everything is going along, and then once you get married, it seems as if terms and conditions change. I mean, yes, you sign the paper and it's illegal, but to me, the things that you practice that kept you happy when you're dating are the things that you should continue to do once you're married.
And that'll be
But I'm on the outside looking in.
I with you.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Sorry.
I guess when I say things that you wouldn't accept, I think sometimes I know for myself when I was dating, there's just certain pressures you would feel uncomfortable putting on a man because he's just your boyfriend. I know, but you know, some women are a little bit skeptical or hesitant to put this pressure on a man for them to do certain things because your status is not on a certain level.
There's no commitment there.
To be honest, if you find that it's that a woman wouldn't want to put pressure on a man while they're dating, then at the end of the day, the men on the other hand, they don't look at it that way though, because they put all the pressure. And then when you do request this now when you get married, they were like, but you wasn't doing that when we were dating. You didn't want that when we were dating. So I think if you are dating to get married, you all go all out. You all don't literally like hold back and pull back. And then when time come now, you're requesting these things and they're like, you wasn't doing this. Where that come from? Now that we married. I mean, be honest.
Oh.
One more thing, right? Now, for me, I always say that marriage should be automatic. I'm going to get some fire for this. Yes. Reason being, a man should be a husband before he get married. And a woman should be a wife before she get married. Yeah. Hold on.
I understand what you mean.
Hold on. Okay.
Let a brother talk. Let a brother talk.
The mentality, right, the mentality. I understand.
No, the person who walks where the common law is 2 years, right? This is why the common law doesn't make sense. Because she said no. No, what is the reason for common law if you're not a husband before you get married and you're not a wife before you get married? Why should there be benefit for common law? Okay.
And that's biblical. It's
Yes.
biblical because the scripture says Peter finds a wife.
Fine, it's a good thing.
Right.
Exactly.
So you got to be a wife before you get married. That's what he's
Yes.
talking about.
And the same goes, be a father before you get kids,
Indeed.
be a mother before you get kids. And the reason why I say that it's automatic, because a marriage should be a next step. It shouldn't be something that, okay, I meet this lady and I want to get married to her tomorrow. It should be the relationship going so good, and then we come together and say, hey, I want to take this to a next step. It's automatic. We already have these things going on. I see you as my wife. You do all these things for me. I do all these things for you. And bam, exactly. That's where I see a reason for Kamala.
I have two comments. This young lady say, I am putting the pressure. And if you can't handle the pressure, we won't get married.
Amen.
Okay, I have another comment. I think the reason some people are afraid to get married is because of the fear of having to commit. The young lady in the yellow spoke about progression. That should have been a talk in dating or courtship. We don't take time to talk about our expectations in marriage. We are to prepare for marriage before marriage, not after marriage, being married or during marriage.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
What's the question?
I also have some comments here. It says, my wife changed my life. And this other one says, my husband is another child. My husband is another child. And then this one says, I love my husband, but I do everything. So we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, we have some myths. I had to say it wrong. Myths, right? It says, first one, happy wife, happy life.
Wrong.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
That's a myth. Why?
It's a myth. It's only one-sided. That's
Exactly. Where's the husband in this?
Exactly. Happy,
Where's the husband in
happy
this?
spouse, happy house. That's what I say.
Yeah, so that one was a myth. Then there's another one, marriage completes you.
You're supposed to be completed before you go in there.
Before.
Okay, so persons online can't hear this wonderful dialogue going on in here. Go ahead.
We were just discussing we like to say this thing yes, my other half. There's no other half or better half. You were supposed to come into the relationship as a whole person, not half. No, my thing is, and that's where sometimes I like what Dr. Tompkins said, that women that are in happy relationships, happy marriages, less anxiety, less depression, because sometimes you're coming in as a half and you need somebody to make you whole. So when things fall apart or anything happen, you're half gone. You operating on half. That's a problem. You need to be a whole person. Like he said, you're supposed to be a wife before you're actually a wife. You're supposed to be a husband before you're actually a husband. No one's supposed to have to come in and complete you. You know?
You're good with that? All right, next one. Love is enough.
No.
That's a myth.
Love is not
Because
enough.
if you're an avid listener of Love Link, you would know that Lola always say, "Love don't pay the bills."
It's not even the bills. No, it's not about the bills. Love is the big. Love is what you kind of grow into. Okay, I say you fall in love with the person you think. That's what we think. That's the romantic side. But it is not enough because a lot of people love each other and can't live with each other. It has to do with being mature enough to grow with that person, to accept that person for who they are, faults and all. And I think a lot of people in love, they in their mind, they create this beautiful person who is perfect for them, who is their soulmate. And then they get married and they realize, okay, your feet stink when you take off your shoes, or this person leaves their shoes under the bed when they take them off, and it's all sorts of stuff. So I think that love is not enough. It's maturity that keeps you together, and it's commitment that keep you together.
Okay, wait, before you say anything, I was up here chuckling because I saw this meme on sorry, I like memes. I saw this meme on Facebook and it says, "My horoscope says I'm going to find the love of my life tomorrow." And she's like, "So what am I going to do with my husband?" Sorry,
that's good.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll be shocked.
before he gets in, I just want to piggyback on what the lady here said. I think a lot of persons they're not ready to deal with the imperfections of some persons, because we know we're not perfect. Nobody in here is perfect. But like she said, it is love when you fall in love with a person and you actually get to know that most persons that you might live different places, you love this person, they have a good vibe, they have you have chemistry, I either go out on dates. But when you start seeing habits and certain imperfections of the persons, a lot of people are not equipped, or as she says, grown enough or mature enough to deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yes. Based on my brother there, if something doesn't work for you, leave it. With the imperfections and so on, and certain things doesn't align, you just leave. Just leave. Don't go forward. Right? Back to the question. Now, we have to look at love in reality and biblical. Now, is love enough? Or the question coming from the Bible, or it's coming from just reality?
What are we talking about?
Marriage. But are we looking at marriage from like in the Bible or just reality? There's a reason why. Because in reality and society, if you ask if love is enough, we all know that love is not enough. It depends on what love is. But biblical love, if you go back to Corinthians 13, and you read it, it covers everything that my sister said just now there. That's deep love.
Right. So there's like 4 different kinds of love in the scripture, right? And what you're talking about, referring to agape love. That's the unconditional love. There's no condition that, matter of fact, you look from Genesis to Revelation, you never find a reason why God says he loves us. He just does. But that comes from God. And a lot of times we don't have that love. So we can't operate that. Then you have what they call Philippi love, which is like romantic love. That's what we're talking about. Love is enough. And so Philippian love is not enough. Romantic love is not enough.
And it will never be. I have a.
Sorry. I tell people, love is a choice. You
is a choice.
choose every single day to love that person. It's not, people believe in romantic love. Yes, there's romantic love in the beginning, but marriage is based on the choice to love that person with all their faults, with all the things that annoy you, the times when you want to run away, the good times, the bad. It's a
telling you.
choice. And if you don't choose, you're not going to make it.
That's what agape.
It's commitment.
Agreed. All right, I have a message here that I actually like, and I'm going to read it. It says, marriage doesn't change who you are. It often reveals who you are. The strengths you bring into a marriage can become stronger, and the weaknesses you avoid can become more visible. So, is marriage about finding the right person or becoming the right partner?
I think it's a second.
If I could say anything, right? From personal experience, there was some things I would have been uncomfortable with explaining. Certain things I would have not addressed personally. I think the pressure my wife puts on me sometimes, it forces me to be a better man at articulating myself to her, and also resolving issues differently. Because if I was in my dating stage, I would have resolved certain issues by just walking away saying to hell with that. But because now I have to understand, I have to make sure her mental being is intact. I have to now step back from certain situations. Although she gonna yell down at me, she gonna grapple at me, but I have to make sure that if I want to make sure my kids understand how to deal with certain situations, I have to first make sure she's in the best mindset. I have to exemplify that make sure my kids see it also, that this is how we might have a disagreement, but at the end of it, daddy still got to do what he have to do to make sure mommy's straight, to make sure I deal with the situation right. Because I like to say my house is the one calm place I have in life. It's the one calm place I have. And if I don't make sure when I come home, I don't have somebody breathing hell and high water on my back, then I gotta check myself. I really have to check myself as a husband. Also for the young men and men out there on a whole, getting married, it bases on your community, what you accustomed of seeing growing up. If you grow in a household where you don't see it as an example, it is much harder for you to adapt to that as a man growing forward. Sometimes you have to get yourselves, and maturity comes into play with this. You have to evolve as an individual. You have to look at the friends that are around you. You have to look at the environment you continue to keep yourself in that limits your ability to become a husband. Being around, I like to say, as a husband right now, I don't really like laying around single people because I don't really learn much. And if I do lay around single people or single young men, I try to nurture them and lead them. I see them doing certain things. I like, bro, You can't be really doing this if your mindset is to have a long lasting relationship with the person you're with. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? I got to pull you up. I got to pull you up here. And that's the bigger man in me. That's the brother in me. But a lot of us as men, as black men, we don't really have that. We don't really have it. We didn't have it coming up. So if it's something I can say to the young men out there, position yourself. Just position yourself. If it's something you want, something you see yourself, you can't have a young lady potentially to become your wife and you're still battling the demons of clubbing, battling the demons of infidelity. You gotta change your perspective, change your environment.
I like that. And I'm going to piggyback off of that because, again, if you know anything about the Lovelink show, you know I always say the little ones are watching. So if you know you have little ones in your house, you are teaching them what marriage is. They're watching you. So you have to be very careful because you are framing the future. And I say that all the time. You may not think so, and I don't care what you think. It is. They are watching you. So they learn conflict resolution from you. They learn how do you deal with things when you're high, when you're low, when you're in between. And they will mirror what they see. So if they see mommy and daddy loving on each other, you're teaching them how to do it. So guys, I agree wholeheartedly with what Mr. Parolan just shared. We need to be very careful with how we do what we do. Well, I can't say we, but you know what I mean. Are you? Are you?
I have some comments. Okay. Tamisha, happy birthday, Tamisha, says marriage complements, not completes. And I think that was in response to you. They said seeing me and come live with me is two different things. And I think this is my favorite comment. You have to grow in love every day. Okay? And another person said your home is your safe space. I have another comment here says God is love. And if we have the love of God and we are married, then love is enough. Because love is kind, long-suffering. It doesn't envy, not boastful, keeps a record of no wrong, endures all things. Love never fails. If we pattern the love that we receive from God, our marriages will be tested. However, it will last because of what it is built on.
Okay. For me to answer that, we're going to take this show where I didn't really want it to go. Because really and truly, you have to take into consideration Satan doesn't like the union. Let's be real. All right? So he is going to send his little imps to try to break up your marriage. Anything that is good. I always tell people the sight, your sight, sickens him because we were made in God's image. So if he knows that down the road you are going to be successful, he's not happy about that. And the most important, I would say most important, yes. Who he targets, your spouse. If he can't get to you, he can get to your spouse. If he can't get to the spouse, he going to the children. So we know you can always be under attack. And that's why I tell people you have to, sometimes who you're fighting is not your husband, is not your wife. It is the spiritual warfare that is creeping in your home. So you got to pray and cover your house. But it's going in a way I want it to go. I want us to stay on track. But I can't let that pass without me saying that. So sometimes when you see the fighting happening, you gotta see past that. Ain't about the fight, you know. Maybe something is going to cause you to be so hot-headed, you make a decision that shifts something for tomorrow and Satan happy. So we can't just think the fight is the fight, you know. It's more going on in the spiritual realm that we are not aware of. So we got to be careful sometimes. We got to be careful most of the times because sometimes we just say some hurtful things too, especially us ladies, because we can't fight back. So we're going to fight back with our tongue. And we say some things and words cannot be taken back. So we know that it can damn our future. So we gotta be careful with some of the things that we say and say it. Unlike when we hot, because we can say things we don't mean and say things that can mash up stuff. So we just have to be careful at the end of the day. All right. So I'm gonna shift a little bit. I'm going to shift one more time. And I want us to go through very quickly, because we started a little late. Henny, you came up with some stuff here. You came up with things here. I'm watching them. What men say they struggle with in marriage. What are some of the things that men say? And I'm seeing it's quite a bit. Can you imagine? No surprise there, right? Some of the things that men say they struggle with in marriage.
Do you want me to just run through?
Yeah, just run through them because time is against us right now.
All right.
And then we go through women.
All right. So, one, I don't feel appreciated. Nothing I do is ever enough. That's two. We don't have enough intimacy anymore.
Intimacy or sex?
Wait. So we can just run past some of these quick.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
running fast. Intimacy don't include sex sometimes too? No? It has to be a separate thing?
Different. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm always being corrected. I lost my freedom. Arguments never end.
Oh my God.
I can never win. I don't feel respected. Everything revolves around the children. The romance disappeared.
Men say that? Interesting.
I'm expected to read minds. Money becomes stressful. I feel like a paycheck. I miss peace. We stopped being best friends.
Men said that? Okay.
You know, I saw something on a meme the other day, and it spoke about the fifth one you said. Which was the fifth one?
The fifth one you said?
The fifth one you
I
said.
lost my freedom.
No, calm down.
Arguments never end.
No.
I feel like I'm always being corrected.
Yes.
Ah.
I feel like I'm always being corrected. And it said that is when mommy taught daughter how to be mommy instead of teaching daughter how to be wife.
I like that you said that because I wanted to piggyback off of what you said pertaining to the gentleman. I wanted to say that women also need to learn how to be a wife because we aren't taught that how to be a wife. We are
Right.
taught how to be independent
Mhm.
and how to survive on our own. And most of the times we're always in survival mode. So we tend to be very snappy at times. Well, I'm speaking based on singles, not just married. So let me specify. I'm speaking based on singles.
So-
not married, please.
One of the things that I love about this show, right, is that I go through some serious introspection. And I'm listening to Aaron and I'm like, oh my God, I could hear my husband right now. Because especially when we driving together, it's like I'm always correcting. Why you doing that? What you do? It's the teacher in me. I appreciate you trying to help me here. That saying is the teacher in me. But it's really frustrating. I'm now looking at it through his eyes. It must be frustrating because even at something as simple as folding the clothes, babe, why you folding the clothes like that? The folding the clothes, you should do it this way or you should do it that way. Or even how to parent or how to so I understand what you're saying. So introspection for Lola tonight.
It's based off of what you learned, actually. So not just because she was a teacher, is how you were taught.
Okay, let me. How
from
are
your
you going
parents.
to give your? Okay, I'm not married, right? How are you going to give your husband a task as of folding the clothes, and then still come and chastise you for folding them? How you didn't want them to be
Not
folded?
intentional. I don't think it's not mainly intentional.
Don't really
yeah,
set
true. I
out
think
to
that's
do
true.
it,
I think
but
that's
it
true.
just happens sometimes. It just happens,
It
you
goes
know.
back to what you said. That's the way you're raised, so you think that's right.
Exactly. I think it's so hilarious to me that men, they often say they always feel like they're being corrected. My husband is listening, would say that I'm always correcting him. But that's the teacher in me, though. Cause but not only that, men always say that they don't have any peace. And then they like to refer to the verse in the Bible in the book of Proverbs. It says, it is better to go in the corner of a rooftop than to live in a home with a quarrelsome woman, right? But the house is not.
So he knows that scripture.
Yes.
Thank God my husband don't know that scripture.
Well,
I just
not
learned it.
tonight.
I just learned it. Thank you.
Uncle
Thank you.
Old School, pay attention. He gonna know tonight.
But
Boy, I got me WhatsApping my wife that street.
The views and opinions.
It's just so funny to me, but they make us seem like we're so crazy and like we are quarreling or we're it's upset for nothing, but it's something. It's something.
Okay, may I ask one question? Like again, I put it out there. I'm not married. Do you feel women nag?
Thank you.
Go ahead. Take it
Thank
away.
you.
Take it away.
Thank you.
Listen,
Please.
when I've been married 31 years, so I can speak on
Hey,
this,
go
okay?
ahead. That's wonderful. Yeah, excellent. Hallelujah.
When I first married my husband, literally, I would start talking to him about something that I didn't appreciate, and he would start walking, and I would follow him and come. Literally. And it would be like, he would walk from one room, and I'd be right behind him, continuing. And then finally, he would look at me and say, "Don't say another word." But at this point, it's like, I know who he is. I know that he's going to do it his way. And you know what? I have learned that we came from two, and I'm not talking about him being American because I grew up in America, but I'm talking about people grow up in a culture. You grow in a culture in your own home. The one that you came from, that teaches you how to do certain things a certain way. He came from another home, and that home taught him how to do things his way. So what I've learned is, you know what? If he wants to fold them that way, let him do it. And I will do it.
Okay.
And when he's not there, I will go how I want
We
it
run it right
done.
the way you want it. Yep. Yep.
And literally, that's how we live. And we live in peace. He can come home and he knows he's coming home to peace because you know what? I ain't gonna follow him no more and he gonna have to tell me don't say another word.
I got
Yes.
you.
Compromise.
I got you. Thank you so much. What about the women? Let's run through the women. Let's run through the women. So nobody had any opposition with the list, right? The men in the room?
Can I say
You
something?
okay?
Yeah. Right. So so based on what mommy said, right? No, mommy. No, in a relationship, as we asked a question before, what is a relationship and what is marriage, right? So to add to it is marriage is understanding each other, and it's also not too much compromising, but there's a bit of compromising, but it's accepting someone for who they really are, in certain ways, right? Again, based on what Hennessy said, right? There are different ways to deal with woman do nag, right? And mommy just explained that she walked behind her husband, yum 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 yum, right? But there are different ways to deal with situation because we men, we listen. From the first time you say something, we hear. Right? Okay. Hold on.
Not all men.
Hold on. Okay. From the first time you say something, we hear. Or we know something else coming. So you say it again, okay, we have to listen but then if we keep coming, from a man don't like the nagging. So he would react. He would ignore. Right? And that's not good, but you force him to do that, right?
I don't agree with that.
Right.
Totally.
So, So again, right. In that way, a woman, hello. Right. So a woman should, in a sense, come a different way of asking, like, you fold a clothes a certain way. Okay, husband, do you know how to fold clothes? Are you accustomed to do this? How can you do it? And then if you do it in a certain way that she don't like, then she could teach him. No, what I'm saying is that she could teach him. She could teach him instead of just nagging.
All right. We
Wait, before we go, I wait. Miss my brother, Mr. Parrell, on here, and his all your statement. It depends on your partner and the person that you are in your marriage with. With comparing to what he said, I don't too agree as coming and saying
sucking
it.
my teeth for that, you know.
Okay.
I'm just sucking. Anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Because I
Hennessy.
know, you know, I
List the women points here.
that's then they can find another complaint that I'm mothering him. You understand? So to me, it's like
It's a contradiction.
But this,
you don't win.
but this is why I said
So it's like okay,
I'm-
because
I'm
what he's
totally-
explaining, what he's telling us to do, can still go into another problem
well,
that we just listed.
Isn't that a teacher in you? Go ahead and see.
All right.
Go.
Let's do the
I guess
women.
I want to do that in there for
We
me.
had a late
my girl
start.
Lola.
We still didn't reach the half
Hennessy, go
time
ahead,
mark
man.
yet, guys, and it's kind of late.
Yes.
So we're gonna go into the women real quick because we do have the second half of the show to do.
I have so much to say, but anyways, I carry the mental load. What women say they struggle with. I carry the mental load. I feel like I'm parenting my husband. He stopped dating me. I don't feel heard. Everything falls on me. He doesn't communicate. I carry the emotional labor. He helps, but only when I ask. Everything becomes routine. I feel invisible. Money causes too many arguments. He's emotionally unavailable. He doesn't notice what I do. Intimacy feels one-sided. I lost myself. That is correct. It's 15.
7.
The men had 15 as well. Don't do that. Don't do that. They both had 15. Ladies, do we agree? Do we have any comments pertaining?
I agree. I'm not married, but
Right.
all the above.
All 15?
All.
Yeah,
Dr. T, take his number before you leave.
I think just going through the list that Henny has here, two jumps out at me. The one I raised the mic for. He helps, but only when I ask. Right? I make that running joke all the time. When you ask a man, babe, you could change the light bulb for me? And he's like, yeah, I can. 2 weeks later, the light bulb ain't changed. So, babe, why you ain't change the light bulb? You asked me if I can change it. You didn't tell me to change it. And I'm like, now, this is not my present husband, though. He's a little different. He's not
Yes,
regular.
We know.
Yeah, he's not
Go old
regular.
school, like, you go-
But that one definitely stands out. He helps only when I ask, and then the one with money causes too much arguments. That one is definitely another one because I don't know. Money is a big deal in a relationship because we know that some people feel that we should not have
Say your words. Come on, don't
we
do
should
that.
not have joint accounts.
Okay.
Well, some people feel that you should have joint
Coming
accounts.
to that, low.
So
Coming to that. Slow down. We ain't reached there yet. Because I know you're very passionate
Wait,
about the finances pertaining marriages.
I
We're
could-
coming to it.
Okay.
Right.
So that one definitely stands out for me. Anything stands out for you ladies? I have some messages here.
We have all of the above.
I have
so
some
far.
messages here. Can't done. Mine's what this one says. Women carry more invisible work in marriage.
What does that even mean?
Being a wife can sometimes feel like managing a business. Many women don't want perfection, they want partnership. All right.
Okay, I have one comment. In a relationship, you can't stop dating, can't stop learning, and definitely communication is key. Too many relationships fall into problems when the above become non-existent in your relationship.
I agree with that.
All right. So ladies, do we have anything? Are y'all okay with the list? We're okay with the list?
You still have an opinion if you're single.
All
'cause
right.
I'm
You
single.
still have an opinion.
You still
All
have
right.
an opinion.
So we are going to take one quick little break. We're going to change out as we.
Will we have?
Oh, I am so sorry. Another newbie in the house. Welcome to the BVI.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Really interesting and engaging convo. The question that pops in my head, and I've been listening the discussions and the varying points. Have we romanticized marriage to the point where we think that everyone should be married? Because I'm listening the 15 versus 15 with respect to how women feel. Have we stopped to think how the psyche have changed? Because in a relationship, in a companionship, those same things would be accepted. You introduce marriage, and of course you stop dating. I'm not listened to. You don't do what you're supposed to do. So my question to us this evening is, have we romanticized marriage to the point where we think that marriage fixes everything and it puts persons in a different space? It makes them, for want of a better word, perfect.
I think society have said that for women, that it answers the questions they have, but not for men. I think for men, it's more so of we desire. For men, we desire this thing called marriage, and we want to become greater than ourselves. And so we marry this one that we love to become greater than ourselves. Because my definition of marriage is it's the only covenant legal agreement between two people, men and women, that sets the framework for families and societies, that helps our prosperity. That's my definition. And so we want to continue our prosperity, so therefore we get married as men.
Speaking for persons on the outside of marriage, yes, we have romanticized marriage, and we think that it fixes everything. And we just today I was having a discussion about persons. A friend of mine said persons forget the part or even miss the part about for better or for worse. Like they forget the worst part. So it's like we think that we put together marriage or relationships for just being happy. So when we do have the bad times, it's like, okay, I don't like this. So I think for persons on the outside of marriage, I have to specify, some of us do romanticize marriages because we see in society or on socials, this beautiful thing that's a union, and it's like no ups, no downs, and no work. It's just pretty pictures and it's gonna work. So I think that social media is yes.
All right, Dr. Pickren.
I want to respond to the brother. And I like the point. It's an interesting question. And you can look at it from the perspective of idealism versus realism. But the most important thing in that context is, as a good friend of mine, I always say, you cannot improve on perfection. And whenever you interfere with the natural order of things, you're going to get into trouble. Marriage was ordained by our Creator. I mean, we can dissect it how much you want, but it was ordained by Him. And we think we are better than Him, so we want to set our own order of things and do things our way. So I like the question about if we have romanticized this whole thing about marriage, because it is, from a realistic point of view, a very important question to answer. But in the idealistic sense, you have to recognize that He ordained it. It wasn't us, and you know, we have to keep that in mind.
All right. So that's a good ending for the first half. We are going to take one quick little break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business.
mature heads in the panel. We'll be right back.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
We here at the Signal 284 have the perfect way to kickstart your mornings. Join us for a soulful and uplifting experience every day during morning devotions from as early as 5 a.m. We bring praise and worship songs along with devotional readings designed to uplift your spirit, preparing you for the day ahead. So make morning devotions a part of your daily routine, because a positive start leads to a positive day. See you tomorrow from 5 a.m.
Attention all music lovers, are you ready for a trip down memory lane? Well, keep it locked to the Signal 284 on Thursdays for all the best throwback hits. Get ready to relive the classics and dance to the beats of the past. Starting from 8 a.m. and going strong all day. The Signal 284 is your destination on Thursdays. Whether you're driving, working, or just chilling at home, we've got the perfect soundtrack for you. So don't forget, it's Thursdays on the Signal 284. We promise to take you back to the good old days.
This is your girl, Lola, alongside
your girl, Hennessy, alongside
Dr. T.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. This segment, we actually did a quick little change out, and we have the three mature, I'm not going to say older, the mature persons on our panel. And we are now going to be sitting in the audience. So we're going to have, you should have one of these. Does everybody have one of these? Okay, so they need as well. All right. So we're going to ask some questions, and even though they do not look, it doesn't look like blue. One side is supposed to be blue and the other side is pink. So if we're going to ask a question, we are going, yeah, it kind of looks white. I apologize. But it's blue. It's blue. I apologize. So it's blue. So what you're going to do when we ask a question, if it's for men, you would choose the white side. And if it's for women, we would choose the pink side. And of course, we're going to just pick one or two things and you will explain. Those on the panel, if you agree or disagree with what we are saying, you will correct us. Is that fair enough? All right. So we may begin. And I need us to be honest. My question number 1. Who says I love you first most often? Men or women? That's everybody. You're showing it to the panel. Oh, wow. What does the panel have to say to their answers? I think men say it to get something.
But that's not the question. You said first.
First. No, first.
Right.
Men say it first to get something.
So we say it first.
My
then.
answer ain't changed.
So we say it first. So we say it first.
So you think that women say it first? You think men say it first? I think men say it first.
Say it first. I agree.
Men, we say it when we mean it. I'm telling the honest truth.
I don't agree with that.
To tell a woman that you love her, men say it when they mean it. Men say it when we say it when we mean it.
No.
We say it when we mean it.
That's not the
I
question.
don't agree with
Don't
that.
think we pimping the style.
No.
We say it when we mean it.
Style. Definitely.
No, you
have-
say it
I have
when you
pimped it
mean
before.
it.
All
Most
right,
men
next
will
one,
tell a
honey.
woman they love them just because, and they don't even know the meaning of love. They will just say it. And I agree with Lola. They will say it when they want something too.
That's true.
Hands down. The whole eye. No.
All right, number 2. Who apologizes first? Men, women, whoever wants peace. Huh? Oh, the question needs to be repeated. Who apologizes first? Men or women?
I think men do.
I can agree with that.
Who say men?
Men.
Men apologize first?
Yes. You need to say that again for everybody to hear why you said men.
Because a man is always wrong, so we definitely apologize in force.
Well,
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I was just gonna say women we don't tend to apologize, so I'll accept.
When
I'll
I'm speaking
accept.
for all women, I speaking for myself. I apologize.
You apologize?
If I am wrong, I'm gonna say I'm wrong, and I'm gonna apologize. And
Well-
it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with ego or anything. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna take my wrong. It's that simple. That's okay. But I'm standing 10 toes on this.
No, I agree with the young lady. You know, there's a lot of females and women do apologize when they are wrong. This is we are opinionated group in here, right? My opinion. And a lot of pauses in here, if you could see the colors. This is just me stating on top of how the colors are.
Most
Most men.
will apologize just to kill the story because half of the time they don't even care to know
But
if they're right
sweetheart,
or wrong, but they can
sweetheart,
just
we
say it
always wrong.
to kill the whole story. Whether they're wrong or right, they're gonna say they're sorry. Just because I sorry. I'm sorry, and it's a just because. Because sometimes you don't even mean it. You just want to keep the peace.
But here, that
you keep the peace
but
and
that
you
goes-
say, I am sorry.
That even goes to the question.
No,
Who says
if you
sorry?
ain't doing it, if you're not doing it with your full chest, don't do it.
Nah,
just
that
to
wasn't
keep
the
the peace.
question.
Because guess what, women going to pick up on that too, and it's not gonna keep the peace. They would ask you a question.
Now, if I can piggyback on that, right? It goes back to one of the first statements we said. This happy life, happy wife, happy life situation, it is something indoctrinated inside of us men when we become married. So now we have to become conditioned to be the first to apologize, even though we are right in a situation.
How does that help? How does that help the situation?
It's not the fact that how it helps, It just to ease a conversation, just to ease the night, just so I could go in my bed and I could lap my leg on top of you and turn over because you're gonna hold it against me. I'm saying.
All right. So guys.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
I appreciate
Good
the
questions.
dialogue.
Good questions.
I appreciate the dialogue and the back and
Good
forth.
engagement.
But we have quite a bit
Yes.
of them. And we only on number 2, eh?
You're
Good engagement.
The next question
Wait a
is.
minute.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I said this in one of your forums before, and this is good advice for all men in the room. If you want to have a happy marriage, when you're right,
Shut up. Tell them that.
if you want, for all the men in the room, if you want to have a happy marriage, when you're right, you keep your mouth shut. When you're wrong, you shut up.
Doc went viral for the same statement.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so the other question is, who spends more money, men or women? The husband or the wife? So we have wives, husband, wives. All right.
Because you're married, right?
If you send a man, and I'm not being malicious, but if you send a man to the shop and you want apples and oranges, he's going to pick up whatever. Women tend to compare prices. Men just want to get a task over it. So sometimes it's not an intention to spend more, but they end up spending more because they're not going to.
For true.
It's true. You send them to the store, they're going to buy the first thing that they see.
Hold on, before we go, the comparing of prices again is different opinions, eh? If a lady tell you, baby, we gonna stop here for sugar, ain't sugar coming out of there alone.
That's true. For true.
Okay, done.
Facts. That's facts. That's a facts. That's facts.
But there's an interesting, premise on what you're saying. You send in your husband somewhere. You see, there's a fundamental premise on which there's something wrong. You send them there. You send in your husband. You're not even asking, or you sending them because you run things.
All right.
Shut your mouth.
All right, next one. Next one.
Who is more stubborn? The husband or the wife? The man or the woman?
Mine in the middle.
We say you in the middle?
I'm in the middle.
Middle. We have middle. Wife. Okay. All right. Next. Who sacrifices more in the marriage? Well, you won't let me say. Husband or wife? Man or woman?
Who sacrifices more?
Yes.
The women. What do the panelists have to say? Women? Dr. Pickering?
You could do a in between, Doc. Let me help you. Do a in between. Do a in between. Okay. All right. Should married couples combine all their money? Yes or no?
No.
No. So A or B? So A is yes? B is no.
Yes. A is yes.
So A is yes.
B is no.
Should all
What?
No.
No, man.
It's a lot of no's. It's very interesting.
I want to say something on this.
Go right ahead.
Me and my sister in there was having this debate quietly a while ago. I said there are three things in a marriage that are ominous and invariably are going to end in failure: religion, abuse, and money. And I listened to the question came up earlier talking about finances. It is one of the most difficult things in a marriage. Anybody who tells you otherwise, they're not being honest. And somebody has got to take the lead. So my wife handled the money part. I'll sign the check, but my wife handles the budget and this and that and all the other things. I couldn't tell you how much money I make in my practice. My wife takes care of that, and I'm quite comfortable because personally, I do not like dealing with money. And I also said to my friend a while ago, there's a reason why Jesus spoke more about money than any other subject. That's true. Because of how complex an issue it is. It can destroy a marriage in a jiffy. And I do not agree with the principle that what is yours and what is mine. I don't agree with that, but at the same time, each person must have some sort of leeway and freedom to do something with their money. You know, I don't tell my wife how much money to spend on her credit card. I pay the bill. But those things don't happen overnight. They evolve with time. And by the way, let me issue a disclaimer so that you don't get. I've been married for 33 years, right? And
beautiful.
By any yardstick or measurement, I think I'm a happily married man. And by the way, Alice, I hope you agree. Okay, I know she's listening. So I'm one of those who is a proponent for marriage. But money and finances is a very ticklish subject in your relationship.
All right. So that's so funny that you said that, because the next question, go ahead.
The next question is, should spouses need permission before spending $500? Yes or no? A or B?
Communication, man. I don't. The word permission. The word permission. I'm not married again. Let me put that. The word. Even if it's the word permission. Even if it's your account, because we come in as individuals. I have an account. You have an account. But if you will have an account. And if you decide to get joint account for bills, or if you have loan mortgages and stuff, I understand that. The word permission is a little thing for me. But I feel you need to communicate. Say, babe, look, I going away. I going deal with a little $500. I feel to splurge on myself. That just me as communication. The word permission is difficult for me.
Okay, so the hang up is the word. The hang up is the word. Okay.
Yes.
Last
But
one.
in addition, not only the word permission is a problem. if you were making your money and you wanted to buy your husband a gift, you shouldn't be asking him if you feel like you could afford $1,000 on a gift, or you want to send your husband for a spa treatment or something. You shouldn't have to ask permission. Again, the critical component is you've got to work out these details. Because in today's world, where a lot of time the women are making more money than the men, let me put it in this context. There is a pool of money that takes care of the household. The mortgage, the whether it's rent, mortgage, insurance, whatever, to take care of kids, etc. But each person should have the ability and the opportunity to have some money on their own to do it, because you have other family members you may want to help. You have other, this and that. So you've got to work these things out between you.
I am so glad you said that, Doc, because I want to look at you so differently after tonight. So thank you for coming over to the light. I appreciate you very much. Right, honey? So you agreed with me, and you didn't even know.
That is all she wanted.
Thank you so much for that.
That's all.
All right.
So the last one. Which is more romantic? Date nights, A. B. Daily acts of kindness. Which is more romantic? So A is date nights and B is daily acts of kindness. Which is more romantic? Date nights, B. Okay.
Okay. This again, we are opinionated grouping. I chose B because me and Hennessy, we had a half thing conversation. Because most men, if your lady or your wife do her hair, you might say, hey, bye babe, I like that hairstyle on you, X, Y, and Z. You cut your hair, how many women telling you, baby, you look handsome?
I do.
How many, man? Let me be honest. It ain't much. Enough? You're too enough.
All right.
Well,
so I'm going to reel you all back in.
But to me, A and B are two different things.
Yeah.
B is more of a love language.
Yes.
Every day. Right. Whereas A is the special thing. But that's my opinion.
It sure is.
All right.
Ask that question again. I a little slow. A little slow. Let me see if I get that question.
Which do you consider more romantic? Date nights or daily acts of kindness?
Daily acts of kindness. I mean, what can you do every day to be kind?
Make my coffee before I get out of bed, because we don't like to get out of bed early.
Remember, I'm just a little slow. I'm trying to figure it out.
But yeah,
that's why I agree with Dr.
I do
Tompkins.
agree that it's the love
language.
languages.
Huh?
I do agree. There's so much you can do.
Hold on a minute. Because you see, these questions also have to be taken in context. Somebody like me who's been married for 33 years, Maris 33, Dr. Tompkins 30. Daily acts of kindness. I think my wife looks forward to me taking her out. I think that's the expectancy.
But remember, there's no right or wrong answer,
I just
this is what it is for you.
I'm trying to figure it out.
So then you can't tell me what my answer should be, just like I can't tell you what your answer should be. So that's why it's just for dialogue. We're just having a conversation.
A little slow. Yeah.
So no, it's okay. All right. So last lap now, in your piece of paper, you're going to just tally, right? There's no right or wrong. So we're finished with the paper. You'll use it as a clipboard to ask, just to give a tally. And we want to see how many of these things apply to you. You are not supposed to give your answer other than a tally. It applies to you, okay? That's everybody. In the front, don't have any? All right, so we need 3 for the front. So once you hear it and it applies to you, you would give 1. Okay? And we know when we get to 5, we're going to cross, right? So we know what tally is. Sorry, the teacher in me is coming out.
The teacher in you.
All right. So let's go. If it applies to you, you're going to tally. Those of you who are on the live, you can do this as well. Grab a piece of paper quick, and we're going to tally. No right or wrong answer, just honesty. Number 1, I have ignored a text from my spouse on purpose. Number 2, I should separate the married couple.
No.
Number 2, I have threatened to leave the marriage more than once or relationship.
I have ignored a text from my
Not
spouse
a scoring.
on
If you have done it or it applies to you,
Then you
just
stroke.
put a stroke. Yes. Then you don't put a stroke. All right. So number 1 was I have ignored a text from my spouse on purpose. Number 2, I have threatened to leave the relationship more than once. Number 3, I have pretended to be asleep so my spouse wouldn't ask me to do something. Number 4, I like number 4. I have hidden snacks from my spouse. Number 5, I've forgotten an anniversary or important date. Number 6, I've said I'm listening when I really wasn't.
Ladies.
Number 7, I've looked at my spouse and said, why did I get married? Number 8, I wish my spouse initiated affection more often. Number 9, I wish we were more affectionate. Number 10, I wish my spouse complimented me more.
Number 11, I wish we laughed more. 12, I wish we talked more. 13, I feel unappreciated a lot lately. 14, I secretly enjoy when my spouse goes out with friends because I get the house to myself. 15, I've brought up something from 5 years ago. 16, I've texted my spouse while sitting in the same room. 17, I've sent a long text instead of talking face to face. 18, I've pretended to like a gift. 19, I've gone to bed upset. 20, sometimes I rather sleep than cuddle. 21, marriage has been harder than I expected. 22, I wish someone had prepared me better for marriage. 23, sometimes I miss being single. 24, sometimes I feel lonely. All right. Let's tally.
Tally up.
And
Tell
we
me
let
what
you know.
numbers you got. Well, you don't tell us what numbers you got. I'm going to read out
Right.
the poll results.
Correct. So the couple up here don't get in trouble.
Yeah, we're not giving numbers.
Correct.
We cannot give numbers.
Correct.
Okay. You know what your number is, and I'm
Right.
going to give it to you now.
Right.
All right, 0 to 5. If you have between 0 to 5 answers, you have a strong foundation. Your marriage appears to have relatively few unresolved frustrations. So, reminder, healthy marriages still require maintenance. 6 to 10. 6 to 10. If you said yes for 6 to 10, it's time for a tune-up. Nothing here is unusual. Most couples would probably land in this range. All right? but you need to ask yourself, what keeps coming up? What small change could make the biggest difference? 11 to 15. Warning lights. If you are 11 to 15.
Mr. Farallon?
11 to 15. Warning lights. Your score suggests several reoccurring frustrations. This doesn't mean your marriage is failing. It does mean there are patterns worth discussing. All right. 16 to 20. Yeah, man. Serious reflection needed. Your marriage may be carrying more stress than either of you realize. Many couples wait until this point before being honest with each other. So instead of asking, who's the problem? You should ask, what problems are we avoiding? And lastly, I'm hoping nobody was at 21 to 25, but 25 questions. And it says, your marriage needs immediate attention. This score suggests multiple areas where both partners may be feeling disconnecting. But don't panic, because a marriage in trouble is not a marriage beyond repair. All right? So we are going to end the show on a high note. I have my 3 persons above. Oh, sorry. Y'all wanted to say something?
I had a question.
Okay.
The survey, what's the name of the survey? Who's it from?
No, sorry, I created.
So we don't know the validity and us all.
So it says here, this is not a marriage test. It's not about judging your spouse. It's a conversation starter and an opportunity for self-reflection.
Thank you. That's what I want. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's for self-reflection. Because remember, at the end of the day, LoveLink was created a long time ago, 6 years ago. And really and truly, what we wanted is for persons to, like for me, I know it helped me. Instead of me always blaming the other person, it made me realize I had a part to play in it as well. So when we go through our true introspection, what are we doing? Are we always talking about, oh, them. What are we doing to make the marriage work or the relationship work? Are we a good partner? Would you want to marry you? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Would you want to marry you at the end of the day? So hopefully after this, we would want, to do some introspection and walk away learning something. So we're going to end off on a high note. We have persons up there who they're married for 30 plus years. And I want us to talk about the marriage survival kit. What is the marriage survival kit? What worked for you guys that make it this far? Tell us, educate us here in this here. No, I really and truly, you don't have to give a lot. You can just basically be very truthful. What worked for you?
It's on? Now it's on. Okay. I think that in the first few years of my marriage, we had a horrible marriage, okay? First 3 years were a nightmare. But we were friends. So no matter what, we could always talk to each other. I think friendship is a major, major thing in a relationship. If you're not friends with your spouse, you learn how to be, because that's what gets you through, the ability to speak to each other. Even when I was mad at this man and I literally wanted to push him down the stairs, we could talk. We would sit and talk for hours. And I think communication. The next thing is being able to accept who they are and deciding that you chose this person that you married to. You did not just walk into it because, somebody pushed you into it. You chose them. and you chose them with all that's good and all that's bad. And you make that choice every day to get up and say, you know what? I might not like you right now, but I choose to love you. Okay? And remember your commitment. We decided after we got through those first 3 horrible years that we are going to stay married. So whatever problems come up, we deal with them. A lot of people going, oh, if things get bad, I'm gone. No, if things get bad, we're going to work at it. So it is the commitment to stay that works. And that's all I can give you.
Excellent. I would say a lot of the same things. The only thing I would add was that when we first got married, we were in a church that had marriage classes. So from the very beginning, we were taught how to be a spouse to our spouse. There's a very good book years ago. It was titled Husbands Who Don't Lead and Wives Don't Follow. Great book. Helped us out tremendously. So we got a foundational information back then that carried us up until today. And I would say marriages go in cycles. They go in seasons. So if it's cold out right now, just stick in there. Just hold on and make a decision to love your partner, because you're both going to change. Who you marry is going to be different from the person you married, who you still married with for the next couple of years. So change together, compromise, conversate, and be committed to your commitment, because we're in the covenant. And I don't know if you know what that is, but a covenant is, let's say we take sand from East End and sand from West End, put it in a bowl. You can't get out of that covenant unless you get the sand from East End, separate that from the sand from West End. There's no getting out. So you're choosing to stay with it and stick with it. So I think that's what it is. And also, go get some marriage therapy. It helps. We had to go through marriage therapy at one point because I was just an idiot. My mother passed away, and we had to fly back to Anegada, and I was a different person when she passed away. So I had to sit on someone's table. We both sit on the desk and chair and said, listen, help us out. And it helped. So get some help. If you need help, it's not too late. It may be challenging, but it's not impossible. Thank you.
Because I kind of anticipated this question, I want somebody to look up the word determination for me. Just Google it quick, and then I ask you to read it when you get it. But if I would leave any nuggets with you, first of all, for
determination, the quality of being determined, firmness of purpose, the purpose of establishing. CC, we gone. See, we messed me up now. This is the problem with the technology, you know. Yeah, so is the quality of pursuing a goal with steadiness despite obstacles, or the official act of arriving at a decision?
So I did that because if you really wanted to put it in perspective, the things you want to achieve in life, if you're determined to make it happen, you work at it to make it happen. If you want to pass your exams, you want your business to work, you want your job to be successful, you put in the time and effort to make it happen. If you have the determination to make your relationship work, you can make it work. For me personally, the things I will share with you are that, first and foremost, I got married at age 35. So I got married, I had determined I didn't want to be married until I was ready to be married. I had 2 children before I was married. And I had to get to a point of maturity in my own life where I wanted to live that other life and focus on being committed to a marriage. Otherwise, it would have been a failure from the very start. The second thing about my marriage, and what I would say, is that I am extremely fortunate because I have a praying wife. My wife is a praying woman, and wherever I fall short, I know there's something and somebody to back me up, and I can't add to that because that's a blessing beyond anything I could ever ask or pray for. And I guess anybody who know my wife, I think my wife is now known as Auntie Alice because she's such an affectionate person. And then the third thing that I would say from a man's perspective, from my own professional work that I do, you can't have a successful marriage unless you have good intimacy. It's not going to work. You know, I shared with my friend there that you can't have PEACE without PICE. Yeah, y'all didn't get it. You cannot have PEACE without PIECE. Look, in a different, if it was a different setting and a different audience, I could get into more detail. But when you in your spare time, look up the word endorphins. Look up the word endorphins and understand what it means, and you'll be able to appreciate why intimacy actually has a physiological basis that acts on your mental, emotional, and psychological health. And after all, health is defined by the World Health Organization as not just the absence of disease. I want you to take home this with you. Health is the complete mental, physical, social, emotional, psychological, and this spiritual well-being of the individual. And after all, we all want to be healthy human beings, and we need to work at it.
All right, thank you so much for that, guys. I would just like to add my three. I don't know if Henny has three, but I would like to add three to close off the show. And I was a little shocked that one of you didn't say my three, but anyway, that's okay. Communication, definite, like hands down. I always say communication brings understanding. I would not
Yeah, she did.
know. Sorry.
Mrs. Wright did say it.
Oh, I am so sorry. And I was paying attention too. I was paying attention as well. Well, I thought I was paying attention. But communication is definitely a must. I feel that humor should be a part of a marriage. Laugh at each other, laugh with each other, because it's like I don't know. I'm a very goofy person. So I like to do. You'd be surprised the stupidness I would do behind closed doors. I can't dance, but I love to dance all through the house and doing different stupid little things just to be humorous. And it kind of takes the pressure, the release, the heaviness off of a situation, especially when things are heated and it's like you're trying to stay mad, but you can't stay mad because the other person is not going to allow you to stay mad because they can crack a joke or do something that brings you back to they extinguish whatever it is that's happening. And then my last one would be forgiveness. Forgiveness is a must. Forgiveness is a must because really and truly, I'm telling you, there are times when you can't stand the people in your way, but you have to be mature enough to forgive that individual and move on. A lot of times we hold on to things that don't really make sense. They really don't make sense. And when you look back, you'll be like, I really hold on to that for so long, and you lost a lot of valuable time. I have classmates that did not wake up the next day, and it would be kind of frustrating to know that I went to sleep. I know it's a overused phrase, but I went to sleep and I did not say I'm sorry, or I did not say I forgive you. I don't want the last memory be fighting. So for me, it's very important the communication. I love to laugh.
and definitely forgiveness for me. That would be that would be in my toolkit.
If you look up that word determination, it could embody just all about that. And the word determination helps in all of that. And I just want to add this because this is something that helped me in my own struggles. The best advice that I have ever gotten was from an older gentleman. When he died, they had been married for 63 years. And I remember it like yesterday when he told me this. This was 1993, just about when I got married. This was what he said to me. Every marriage has a formula for its success. It is for the two individuals in that marriage to find the formula and work the formula for their own success. Because what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you. Is the best piece of advice I've ever heard about marriage.
Sometimes, to what I found effective, you have to keep people outside of your marriage. Especially when you know the individuals around you may have a sense of bias. You have to keep them out, especially with your problems. Keep them out of your happy moments. Keep them out of your sad moments, because people are going to naturally pick sides. And when they pick sides, they tap into your personal emotions. And then you make decisions based on your emotions versus what is best for you and your spouse. So if any advice I could give anybody, you keep people out of your relationship.
And to piggyback on what Mr. Parolan said, which I really do agree, a lot of times too, when communication is not visible in your marriage, when you have an issue, you tend to vent to outside parties because you're unable to speak to the person who you directly have an issue with, that's your spouse. And although we have mommy and daddy and we feel like those are safe places where they should be. However, like Miss Weston said, when you have decided to forgive your partner, they have not. So now you already soil your partner's reputation with them. And every time you don't make back, they're still no indirectly you have created another problem now. Now this is a problem because they're viewing your spouse in one way. You have already gone back, you've forgiven as you should. So it's important to just take a beat, take a breath. I don't think it's good for you to go to sleep upset, but sometimes depending on whatever the situation is, sometimes you need a time to kind of decompress and calm down, right? But try to keep people out of your marriage. You have to.
Go ahead.
Just a piece. I know we gotta wrap up in it. So what Mrs. Wright said in her points them earlier about being friends with your partner. I don't know what people in this room believe that you could love somebody, but then you friend them. So a key thing being, because a lot of persons, male or female, I could go to my best friend. You might be my best friend. I go to you and be like, Miss on this girl, I can't believe she, you know what I mean? You're quicker to run to your best friend instead of going to your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with. So that key what she made earlier is got to be real friends or even best friend with your partner. I agree with that. Go
Totally
ahead.
agree. And I just want to add really quickly to your point. Yes, keep people out. However, find couples that can actually strengthen your marriage as well. Find couples that can support you, because we don't live in a vacuum. So find other couples that you want to look up to. Take them out to dinner every so often so that it can support you, because we don't live in a vacuum. It takes a community. It takes a village of happy marriages to create happy marriages. So find them, please. Don't be by yourself in the corner trying to figure it out, because you won't figure it out. Because you don't have to rebuild the wheel. Find out what works.
All right. So not to my because at the end of the day I have to go home.
And we have persons who've been messaging me on my private phone and I didn't know. So I have a message here that says, many couples don't evolve at the same rate over the course of marriage. In many instances, the woman continues to grow and evolve, and the man does not, especially in terms of emotional maturity. Many men feel that their primary obligation to their spouse is to provide physically and financially, and don't understand the need to also be able to meet their partner emotionally as well. It probably contributes to many couples growing in different directions over time. So I just wanted to clear the air because the message came forth and I don't want persons to be, I don't want to text because she doesn't read them. So I'm making sure that I'm covering all bases. So we are coming towards the end of the show. We have to end it. And I actually made a note here for persons to take away. And it says to focus on at least one tool for this week. So I'm getting a lot of messages from persons who are married, especially newly married. I have colleagues that are newly married and they are watching the show. And we just give a lot of nuggets from the 30 plus persons. But I just want us to choose one tool from the survival kit to focus on this week. Just focus on that one thing for the week, whether it's to thank your spouse daily, go on one intentional date, pray together, be friends together, have one uninterrupted conversation, laugh together, or give 3 genuine compliments. So we make sure that we're going to work on that. We're going to fill our significant other's love tank this week because y'all have to deal with not having Love Link for a very long time. So we want to make sure that this show in particular not only gives us the introspection, but it also helps our relationships that we have as well. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that it was not just for entertainment purposes, but we're going to walk away trying to be the better partner after tonight. Is that a deal? We're going to walk away being especially, remember, if you have little ones watching, we want them to grow up knowing what love is. All right? Henny?
That's me. Well, I don't have much to say because, as we know, I am outside of the married. I'm going to say I'm outside inside for the festival question. I'm outside inside. I ain't outside too much, but I'm outside of the marriage ring and stuff like that. As a single, I agree with everything that was said. I have nothing to input pertaining to what was said because I think everything was touched, including from the audience and stuff. So I'll just end. Can I just end? I can end. I go in my little 2 cents, at the end. Whether you're single, dating, engaged, or married, never stop becoming the kind of person someone can trust, respect, and grow with. Healthy relationships don't begin at the altar. At the altar, they begin with the person you choose to be every day. For those in the back. Whether you're single, dating, engaged, or married, never stop becoming the kind of person someone can trust, respect, and grow with. Healthy relationships don't begin at the altar. They begin with the person you choose to be every day.
So thanks to all of you who actually stayed with us. This is we started very late. And those who sneak in at, we're very grateful for each and every one of you. We are going to resume in September. We normally have a live studio audience show every January and July. So the next one will be in January. God's willing.
God's willing. So when we resume in September, we will be in our new studio. I'm hoping we will be in our new studio, and we will definitely continue to push out content. We need ideas on things that you all want to talk about, so we will deal with all of that moving forward. We thank the panelists. Can we give them a round of applause? They did not know. I set them up intentionally. I set them up and I tell them that they have to come, but they did not know at what extent, and they did amazing. So thank you guys so much for that. So with that, we normally say good night together. So with that, we say
good night.
Good night, everybody.